We want to welcome back to the grand finals of DreamHack Open Valencia, powered by FACEIT. We are in the middle of an epic encounter. We knew it was going to be good. We probably didn't know just how good. We've just seen a 16-14 on Cash, ridiculously close between TSM and Cloud9, and now we go into a second map, Mirage. TSM's pick, but we've already seen Cloud9 wreck Fnatic on this map earlier in the day, so there could be a few more twists and turns left in this final. I'm going to start with you though, James. Let's talk a little bit about what we just saw. Just an immensely close map, and Cloud9, it looked like they were out of it, but then they showed all that character to get back in and then kind of fell at the last hurdle.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are good on this map, but TSM, you have to favor them. I mean, we've seen so much from them in the past on Cash. They have excellent fakes. We didn't see so many of them today. Maybe they weren't necessary, but you know, they have them in the bag. So I really thought they were going to run away with it, but somehow Cloud9 made the comeback. There's so many rounds, it just came down to whether one person won a duel, you know, and it just so many things just span, you know, the coin fell one way or the other, but just about narrowly took it over the edge. So an important first map. Otherwise, who knows how shaken up they could be if they went 1-0 down versus Cloud9.
Yeah, and Whispering Anders, we were getting hyped here. Are you able to communicate with us what you thought about that first map?
Actually, the problem is whenever I stop talking, I'm not sure if I can continue again. So it's actually always a bit of a question, but it seems to be going all right. I was actually very impressed by Cloud9's ability to slow down some of those terrorist pushes, where once they get like an early frag, even if they're a man down, they try and slow it down and wait for TSM to make a couple of mistakes, and then they capitalize on that. Very hard to do. Shows like super high quality Counter-Strike, and it almost worked for them. I am worried that they lost this map, though. I think this was a big map that they needed to win.
Well, they do pick a lot of Cash, they do play a lot of Cash, they fancy themselves on Cash, but we have seen them actually lose quite a bit of it. It's not like a home banker for them. It's like something they've got in their minds, and they have close games and they lose close games on it. They're always competitive, but you know, I wonder if maybe after this tournament they might revise it. Who knows? But just some thoughts about how it went down, Henry. Again, you're the pro. So.
Well, the thing about grand finals is like you have some amazing moments and you also have some really awkward moments. Like it's really hard. There's a lot of pressure there. Like you know that the moments you're about to approach could be round defining and stuff like that. So we saw a lot of those mistakes being made. Like a lot of strong positions being thrown away. I think we saw it from TSM on their 15th round in CT spawn on the A bomb site. We had the bomb going down and Cloud9 had no idea player was there. I think it was Device at the end. He came out, had a clear shot on two of them planting the bomb, and he like completely missed. They turned around, killed him. Yeah. Similar sentiments for Cloud9 as well. And when they were just coming back into it, I think they're 14 rounds on the board. fREAKAZOiD pushing the squeaky door area, gets a perfect flash onto that area, and he comes out and misses like 20 bullets. And it was really like back and forth as to whether it was going to happen, but it was a really important kill. Like the thing about these kind of rounds is like, although you're crawling back, you can't hold anything back. You need to go for the aggressive pushes still. You need to surprise the enemy, and that's what they went for. But yeah, mistakes being made, and that's what makes finals so exciting.
Yeah. Now, just a few words about TSM, obviously, because I'm pretty sure we'll be getting called out for Cloud9 bias if we keep talking about them. But TSM, look of relief on their faces when they stood up there. That was the reaction. Who really stood out for you on the Danish team? James.
Who stood out for me on the Danish team? Well, it was, you know, they worked as a unit. On the T side, you've got to trade and so on. So I think they all did well, but I spent part of the round, the game, drinking beer. So maybe it's a better question for Anders.
Right.
Professional. There's the trumpeter again. Anders, your fellow Danes.
I mean, without highlighting, I think the key here was for TSM was like a really big team effort. I felt like the communication was really well on point. It was actually really fun to see. Some of the rounds were almost like games of chess within the round, where you could tell that Cloud9 were trying to hold on and not be too aggressive to try and figure out what TSM were doing. And TSM were doing the exact same thing on the other side. So there was like weird standoffs every once in a while. I think that was one of the most enjoyable things. I think Sipnix had some insane clutches every once in a while. Still a super strong player, and especially on Cash, he does a lot of good work.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to say I was quite pleased with Zipnik's contribution overall. I was quite pleased with myself because obviously I did bring him up in the pre-match, so that kind of came together quite nicely. But he did have some real effective rounds on that A side.
Yeah. One thing to note as well, like TSM actually won both pistols that game, and it was really back and forth affair. They took the first three, Cloud9 took the second three. Then TSM took 3 of their own. It was really back and forth, but then all of a sudden TSM found some momentum and got into it. I think cajunb, like, he didn't get like huge amount of frags, but the frags he did get like were really smartly played, really amazing positional play, making sure he did everything he could just to take down key frags. Like the person holding the bomb, clock was running down, like you saw him do a lot of that, especially when he was rotating towards B. Like he didn't overcommit and he took down very important kills. And like you said, Ziptic as well, I thought he was great. Like we talked about him being a quiet player and a support fragger, but he was doing some really fundamental clutches in that game. And with the game being 16-14, winning any clutches is obviously going to be so influential. And for a player like him to step up, it's really good to see, and he kind of finally gets some glory in a grand final setting.
Yeah, now the other player that we did highlight, or rather I did highlight, was of course Nothing. We talked a lot about Jordan. Bumped into him just outside of the gents in the break. That's happened to me a lot down my career.
You just hang outside of the gents? Or?
Yeah, basically. That's what I wait there for the players and say...
Autographs.
Would you sign this for me?
Fancy seeing you here.
I won't tell you what this is in that sentence. But anyway, so I was talking to Jordan, and you wouldn't believe he was in the middle of a final. He was just like laughing, joking. He's like, "You still got this," supremely confident. Now, we've talked a lot about how important that mentality is, and how Cloud9 definitely have that mentality in spades right now. They're just always positive, always talking through their problems, and yet here they are. They should think that they're up against it. They shouldn't be, laughing and joking, because they're going into Mirage, which is TSM's map. But they already did beat Fnatic. Can they still turn this around?
I think they definitely can. I think they had a stronger chance on Cash than they will on Mirage, but 16-14 means it's still definitely winnable. That mentality, by the way, is a big turnaround from what earlier versions of this team was like. If you go back and listen to the VODs of the 2014 Katowice tournament, for instance, where they were Complexity, you'll hear a very different team that instantly breaks down as soon as anything goes wrong. So it's super cool that they've made such a transition internally as well. But yeah, they can definitely win Mirage. I'm going to still predict TSM because I started doing that. But yeah, it's definitely within their grasp.
So Anders is going to stick with his prediction for TSM. Have you guys seen anything that's going to make you change your minds here?
Well, we saw TSM drop Mirage to Navi, but ultimately this is their pick. It was, I think it was just a bump in the road for them, warming up on the stage. After taking the Cloud9 map there, I think you can only really logically say it's going to go 2-0, considering that generally that Mirage is a map Cloud9 don't favour.
And James, anything to add?
I think it's going to be really hard for Cloud9 going forward, and they're going to really have to pull 10 rabbits out of the hat to take Mirage over TSM and take this to a third map, basically. Right. So I have to favour TSM now. Okay, well, look, thanks a lot for your thoughts, gentlemen. We are ready. I'm going to get security to take your beer away. That needs to be confiscated. That's unacceptable behaviour, Mr. Bardolph. But to the sensible two of you, thank you very much. You're in the naughty corner. Anyway, we're going to go over to the casters for the second map in this grand final between Cloud9 and TSM. Take it away, boys.
I don't know how close Anders wants to be getting to Bardolph there, considering Bardolph's probably in the naughty corner for more things than just the one. But let's go ahead and get into the second map, guys. They've had their discussion. Let's go ahead and quickly go over ours before we get into the pistol round. What are your opinions? And I'll start with you, Threat. What are your opinions going into Mirage here?
I have to favor TSM, even though they lost to Navi earlier today, and Cloud9 beat Fnatic on the same map. I don't know. It just feels. I've watched so many games with TSM on this map, but they are the better team if they bring their A game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a situation where earlier with Cloud9, they were able to get Fnatic into a position where Fnatic kind of invested themselves with the force buys and they always had low buys on the CT side. That's where you need to have a strong economy, and then you get to deliver rounds. And it felt like Fnatic were having problems there. And Cloud9 played it perfectly, but I think they managed to catch Fnatic off balance. And I'm not sure that TSM will allow themselves to get into the same position because they are a very different team in that sense. I don't think we're going to see a wonky economy for them, unless, of course, Cloud9 play really well. But we'll have to see. Again, they are a team that's very much known for their research. Sean Gares knows pretty much all the top European teams very well at this point.
Well, we were saying it on Cash. Cloud9 found themselves in a similar situation on their CT side to the one that Fnatic found themselves on Mirage, where they were just constantly forcing, never really having enough to hold back the push. We'll see if that happens here. Cloud9, just like in that first map versus Fnatic, they're going to be on the T side. So now we get to see exactly what they have in store for us here, and it is going to be at least a little bit A little bit slower, actually, although karrigan, he gets the peek in the mid. He's actually going to go into underpass and spot the 3 players there for Cloud9, so that's a lot of information for TSM to go off of here, and TSM as well, in a pretty decent spot to deal with the push that's coming in. dupreeh already starting off with the headshot on fREAKAZOiD, and another one as well. He could get a third. He's very close to it, but what is that in the blink of an eye? Cloud9 ceased to exist.
Yeah, perfect setup there for TSM. As soon as he saw the mid push, he just put on the crossfire towards the connector area and just demolished that push from Cloud9.
Yeah, that was just a pure counter setup, more or less. Perfectly nailed that one. And I mean, that's the setup that they had is pretty much designed to counter rounds like that. It's actually been very common, especially in the CIS scene. We see loads of T pistols like that. So really nice to see that TSM are on their game with the pistol.
I really like to see the Skadoodle. He hasn't followed suit like the rest of his teammates. He hasn't invested in Kevlar. He has a single smoke and a Glock. So he's saving money for that op. Cloud9 are kind of going halfway to what you were mentioning, Threat, where it's like, save your money, make sure that you're going to have the money that you need. And they might be a little light on the nades when it comes to the rifles, but at least they will have the opper.
Yeah, they just want to put some pressure on Cloud9's economy now. If they win, it's just a bonus, and looks like they should get the plant at least.
Yeah, here we go, Nace will rain in. They'll soar over the top of the archway into the bomb site. Device is standing large and in charge with the FAMAS. Gets 2 defensive kills on the entry of Cloud9, and now it's looking very troubling indeed. They need the bomb plant at the very least, and they will get it, but some damage would be really nice on top of that. But there it is. Shroud will pick one up with a Tech 9, and we'll see maybe something else, but no, just 1 or 2 players low. Bomb down, 1 kill, that's still fine. And again, we talked about Cloud9, they seem to be reliably able to do this, which is great for them.
Yeah, getting the plant plus Skadoodle going for that full eco, only buying a smoke, means he's going to be able to buy an AWP in 2 rounds, so decent eco here for Cloud9.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're aiming for. And just YOLOing onto that site behind the smoke, they get the plant. And so now we get to see exactly what they have in store for us here, because again, it's going to be pistols for Cloud9. If they can get another plant, that would be glorious, that would be wonderful. And that's definitely what they're aiming for, seeing as how it's just 2 flashes and a load of P250s for them. So they have upgraded their firepower somewhat. But here we go, Gares setting up for the deep flash. First one goes out, second one should be soon to follow. Nicely done there, Device full flash, but the HE goes sailing into the apartments. They make it out in time, however, Cloud9. Can they get onto the site? There's Skadoodle lighting up, and he gets a second one as well. But they need to find that bomb plant. They want that bonus 800, and they should be able to do it. They should be able to plant default. Gares, though, stopping them cold. 2-on-2 situation now in the after plant.
Yeah, this is looking very interesting indeed. Gares, oh, the nade goes into Skadoodle, and Gares will try to get the 1-on-1. He almost pulled it off against cajunb, but again, another good round from them. Lots of damage, bomb down. Even winnable, that one, yeah, interestingly enough.
Yeah, not only a good round, going only for P250s, getting 3 kills and the bomb plant is just amazing. It means they can put a lot of pressure on TSM now, they have to win this round, otherwise they're going to have to at least do 1 eco.
Yeah, fantastic shot by Seang. Dead on, karrigan trying to hunt for the kill there, but he got slapped. And so now we go into the thick of things here. Yeah, full op, double op. I love this. TSM not wasting any time. They're like, yeah, our backs are to the wall, so we're going to stop you cold right now. And so Device, oh, he catches a little bit, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Had there been a challenge mid, that might have cost him, but he will be in position to hold that line, as we can see. And Cloud9 really spacing themselves out, not taking any risks. They want to cover all the bases and make sure that TSM can't push up on them. karrigan somehow finds an angle to pick off fREAKAZOiD, though, so that's going to throw a bit of a wrench in things here for Cloud9.
Yeah, I don't know how he found that pixel, but he did. And that is a nice advantage to go into this, as Cloud9 were looking for that mid-take, maybe wanting to build it into a 3-pronged attack eventually into the A-bomb site. Now they've got to reassess the situation a little bit, as 1 player went down for free. And TSM are really dangerous on their full buys when they have double AWP running into this as well. karrigan and Device, no less. But Shroud will get himself into a nice position there by the ladder room, up short. So looks like Cloud9 are trying to build in around here. They've got to lurk towards A, trying to cause some distraction. I believe Nothing's presence may be known, but that serves to help Cloud9 here. If they go for this push, he should be able to make a delay on that rotation. And here we go, Cloud9 setting themselves up for this, but karrigan, he is in position to stop this dead with this AWP. I think he may have seen a pixel. Yeah, he did. He goes for the peek. He's awaiting this push, and oh, he goes for the shot, and I think he got the tag as well. But now TSM know what's going on, and Cloud9 realize this is going to be tough.
Yeah, they trade, actually. Both of them landing the shots. karrigan gets a second kill, basically, onto Shroud, and then Device steps into play. Ops are just ringing out across this map. Kills everywhere. And Skadoodle, now the last man alive with 10 seconds left, backing off to hold on to his AWP. He doesn't want to throw this away needlessly. So, Threat, I see you gesticulating. You're waving your hands around in the air. What's happened here?
Counter
TSM is just so good at playing the siege side on this map.
Oh no, Skadoodle, no win bonus, or no loss bonus rather. He's not going to get any money.
A disastrous round there for Cloud9, losing all players, and one player is not even going to get any money that round, and TSM playing perfectly. They get the entry frag in mid, and then they fall back to play it super passive, and that's so strong considering they're one man up. I just love that type of play from TSM. A lot of other teams actually keeps going aggressive mid after they get that initial kill.
That's a big window of opportunity for Cloud9 to reset TSM and get straight back into this. Gone. And TSM, they look like they can build more economy here. We get a nice grenade onto nothing, losing half of his health as Cloud9 look to set up the A execute. In they go into dupreeh's reticle as he will take down one. Device laying down the far as well, and they can't even get any angles once again. TSM coming out huge with the defense, and 3 players will survive another round where they will bank some more money.
dupreeh's like, I don't even know how, did they line up for me? I don't know how I got all the kills.
I wonder if they had a little fight there because nothing just walked out of Palace, killed the guy towards CD spawn, and maybe he was upset that no one was covering Palace.
That's possible. That's possible. Possible. But then he was also like, "Thanks for letting me pad my stats there, mate. Good man. Good man." But this is going to be a bit tricky now for Cloud9, and there's the shot karrigan starting to come alive. And we've seen it in the past where this guy can just start going. He can go ham once he gets that AWP and he starts landing the shots. karrigan, one of the best operas on Mirage. So cajunb is going to start things off strong, taking out Skadoodle. This is just an anti-eco round, and it's just quickly turning into a slaughter here. And this really isn't going to help the situation for Cloud9, considering they want to put pressure on TSM's economy. A perfect round for TSM. That's certainly not going their way.
Yeah, I think TSM has won 2 rounds flawlessly already in this half. This is looking very tough for Cloud9. If they want to pressure TSM's economy now, they almost have to string 3 rounds together.
Okay, Zip.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Fair enough.
5 out of 5.
That works. That works. All right, this is looking pretty scary indeed. And I mean, Cloud9, they've got to put the past out of mind, because if you look at the first few rounds, they position themselves to actually have, at this point, maybe an advantage, like going into like a 3-3 with a good economy and having their opposition crippled. But instead, it is a reverse. They completely missed that window they set themselves up for, and now it's going to be about taking clean rounds against a fully bought TSM side. How do you play against the double AWP of TSM?
I would try to go for an A execute. Just try to smoke off the oppers. The opper's not going to play on that A site, and if they do, is just even better for you because it's a very hard position to play with an op. So just try to go for that A execute, deny the oppers to get any picks, and just try to win the after plant.
We'll see. Damn, we got a gangsta up in here. All right, but I think this was attack pause coming in. So Cloud9, they've certainly talked over exactly what they want to go for, and wow, okay, straight up, not wasting any time at all. They get straight into pit. Skadoodle looking for that entry pick.
The bomb is alone towards mid.
Yeah, this is wild, actually. I'm not sure about that. I mean, Sean likes to lurk. He could have gone for the pick, but had there been an aggressive push mid there by TSM, that could have dropped the bomb and completely wrecked the round for Cloud9. Instead, it's going to come down to dupreeh. Bullet to the face, shutting down fREAKAZOiD, goes for the spray as well. He's got his 5-7, and he's actually going to set himself up here. They have no idea where this man is playing from, and he actually leaps straight in. Another kill for him, perhaps. Yes, please. dupreeh is there, and it's a 2-man advantage, now a 1-man advantage for TSM as Sean Gares brings it back. karrigan, though, laying in. It's Skadoodle. It's just trading. This has turned into an out-and-out brawl.
And that was absolutely ridiculous. The chaos there, really nice from dupreeh. Really, really strong. And now Skadoodle's looking to try to bring Cloud9 back into the round, but they're stuck on Tetris and Sandwich at the moment. They need to get onto the bomb site. They need to get the bomb planted. They need to play post-plant against CTs, but when are they going to get the opportunity to do so? They need to take some frags before that can actually happen, create some space on the bomb site. But TSM, look how patiently they're playing. Look how coordinated they are playing, and there's a man getting into position on Palace. That is the checkmate move onto any plant situation for Cloud9. Skadoodle and nothing. They've just got to frag their way out of this one.
Yeah, this is an impossible situation. Because Cajun, all he has to do is play patient, wait for that bomb. That's all he's doing right now. 20 seconds left. He knows that they're going to have to go for the plant eventually. He's waiting for the bomb sound. There it is. Now he can actually make his play, make his move. Skadoodle's going to be able to get back in the pit, though, so I'm not 100% on this. Cajun taking quite a bit of time. He even gives Skadoodle a chance to bring that back, but now it's going to be up here. Nothing gets completely overwhelmed by Device, who presses forward. No fear from him. And a 7th round on the board here for TSM. You have to actually give it to them, though. That's straight patience. cajunb, he could have pushed earlier, but he decided to wait for the rotation to come in from his teammates.
Yeah, excellent A defense there for TSM. I think Cloud9 did the right strat there, tried to go for that A push. However, with dupreeh playing aggressive, he's just too effective with the trades.
Yeah, and he is definitely one of the best pit men in the world. And he gets caught on the edge, though. This could have been even more lethal. He could have caught Skadoodle. off as well before they actually got out of the pit, but he gets caught on that edge, so Cloud9, half of them push past him. That could have been very nasty indeed. But so far, it's a perfect start here for TSM. 7 rounds on the board, and karrigan, for shame.
Yeah, he's really well positioned here. There goes the flash. That's very nicely done there by Cloud9, but the repeat comes in almost. That could have been the end of karrigan, but he's going to be able to actually back away with 15 HP, and we do have Cloud9 taking some ground, but cajunb wants some shots now. These terrorist players of Cloud9 looking for that information on mid. He's going to get it, but TSM not with any early frags. In fact, losing the early damage battles, but dupreeh back to the shenanigans again. Gets the kill on pit, and that is going to be a nice advantage for TSM. Oh, karrigan, what an angle there. Boosted up on the toll booth, and he will find a frag down towards connector. So Cloud9, they've got 3 players left, and they've not even taken any significant portions of the map yet.
karrigan, when he gets into this mindset, he becomes an artist. You have no idea where he's going to strike you from. Like right there, you know, underpass peek doesn't work, changes up to boost on top of the toll booth and CT spawn. How do you try and figure out where this guy's going to come from next? There it is, dead on, wipes out Skadoodle. And so far, TSM, they're just indomitable. Shroud will finally remove the in-game leader from the map, but it's still a 2-man advantage here for TSM going into this plant situation for Cloud9. And dupreeh, he's the linchpin. There, a free kill, just like cajun in the last round. And is there even going to be a plant possible here for Cloud9? I don't think so. fREAKAZOiD needs to battle his way out of here, but dupreeh, all he needs to do is play patient, wait, force the fight, and it's not going to happen. Device again with the deagle, again getting the last kill.
The discipline from TSM is unreal.
Yeah. When he's down in that T-slope playing like that, it's just checkmate. You can't do anything about it because he's just going to push you from all sides at the same time. So dupreeh is just playing out of his mind on that A side.
Yeah, Cloud9 can't seem to find an answer. You're talking about the executes, but again, in a case, dupreeh's been deep on the slope area. He's been shutting it down. Now Cloud9, they've got 2 Tech 9s, they've got a Galil, they've got lots of grenades to work with, which can help to buy them some positioning, but still, TSM are so good at thinning them out as they go into middle, and they can't even get connector or ladder room and trade that for kills. They just get straight up murdered.
Look at this from TSM again, triple mid right now, just trying to cover all the points. They get the info as well. cajunb on shore is going to pick up one. Hangs around a bit too long though, and fREAKAZOiD is able to trade that effectively. So a 4-on-4 situation here for Cloud9. Taking a little bit of damage though. Sean and fREAKAZOiD both down to half, but Xyp9x gets pinned back. He's stuck at the truck. He's vulnerable to nades. They know this, but the bullets will do just fine as well. Device up close, though, could find a kill, and they step out into the open. Doesn't get his pistol out in time to stay alive. fREAKAZOiD just going ham this round.
This is really nice. A 3-on-2 after plant. This is exactly the kind of round they needed, and here goes the peek from fREAKAZOiD, but karrigan, he turns around and drops him straight away. Now it's just down to Sean Gares, and we have the AWPer at the back at headshot here. karrigan, can he finish him off? He will, and of course, karrigan, he is just on fire. Absolutely heroic effort once again from him. He's unstoppable. What is this? This is crazy.
Pushing out of kitchen with an AWP in that angle is so difficult versus 3 Cloud9 players. He still manages to get 2 kills.
And that's the one shot right there. Sean Gares probably wins that round if karrigan misses because he's able to get back onto short. He's able to just play that angle, play the bomb. And Sean Gares is far too smart a player to let that kind of advantage go to waste. The fact that karrigan just pegs him while he's out in the open, that's the one chance, and he pulls it off. So 9-0 the score. TSM with a huge lead now on the CT side, Mirage. Cloud9, they're getting bomb plants, so they're able to go for a full buy. Skadoodle once again has his AWP. He's definitely having a bit more trouble to put it to good use this time around.
I actually like this. It's a very fast smoke on window. Don't give TSM too much time to kind of pick you apart, get the control of the area very, very quickly. And it looks like they want maybe to get the B-split going once again. They've got control of ladder room. Xyp9x, however, could be an issue. If he does get flashed out there, or even try to pop flash himself, gets a quick kill, and gets the info, that could really blow up this round for Cloud9. But they've managed to put a player into window. But there it is, there's the flash. But he is going to back away. He's not going to get a quick frag. So TSM, very tentative. I think they're very aware as well of exactly where Cloud9 is at the moment.
And again, the discipline. Rather than overextend and try and force it, he sees, okay, I didn't see anything, but I'm not going to try and take the risk. Instead, fall back, play it safe, continue to sweat Cloud9 out. They still have a good nade count here, TSM. And Cloud9 have yet to find a way to get onto a site, although a boost could be interesting. cajunb, though, holds the line, and Device is still here. They go jumping across. He misses the shot, though, that sets it up. cajun, though, misses the opportunity. Now we're into a 4-on-4. Cloud9 closing it on this site. dupreeh, though, sneaky snake, waiting in the corner. Are they going to check it? That's going to take huge plays, and nothing will deliver.
Device comes in with a quick CZ frag on the fREAKAZOiD, so we'll get trades here, but TSM finally finding themselves at a disadvantage. In comes Zipnix from Connector though, that is going to be a 2-on-2 now. The bomb still needs to go down here for Cloud9. They're running out of time to make this one happen. This discipline, this patience from TSM, just toying with Cloud9 is completely wrecking them. They need to plant the bomb right now, and Device is coming in from the back. He's going to gun down Skadoodle, nothing falls as well. TSM again, perfectly played. These guys are playing some unreally sick Counter-Strike right now.
Just playing so defensive, and as soon as Cloud9 tries to push that A side through Connector, you can look at the overview, they just box them in from every single angle, and just impossible for Cloud9 to do anything in this position.
It's as simple as saying that this is a masterclass.
It really
TSM
is.
right now are just demonstrating to Fnatic, you know, this is how you do it, boys. Anybody who wants to learn how to play Mirage, we'll go ahead and put on a show for you here. This is insane. So Cloud9 again with the buy, but again, TSM starting off strong. Device finding the pick on Nothing, who's playing apartments, and that leaves Cloud9 with 4 players left alive. Device holding the angle, picks up his second kill, could go for more as well, but cajunb decides to get greedy and pick up one of his own. dupreeh steps in as well. They're just dropping like flies, Cloud9. They can't find a way onto the site. And it almost feels like an act of desperation at this point. No subtlety there, just running out into the open to get picked up one at a time by TSM.
Maybe they should actually try to go for the rounds they went on the eco rounds, where they just go for the smoke execute, but because every time they try to go towards that A site now, they're just walking up the slope. You saw Device getting 2 entry kills due to this reason, so maybe they should just try to use the smokes, deny the picks from Device, and then in some way handle dupreeh.
Are they completely confident in their ability to get those smokes down, though? I'm wondering at this point.
The fact that they win that flawlessly, and it was like so simple to set up. It was, okay, you've got dupreeh, who's on the side looking towards Tetris. There's a smoke in the slope, and they're pushing through. So then, because there's a guy covering Tetris, then Device doesn't have to worry about it. You can only look in one place. So they've been completely funneled into the crosshairs, and there weren't any flashes going there to the correct positions. That looked way too easy from TSM. This 11-0, that's incredible, and we'll have to see whether Cloud9 can force something to happen with kind of not the best buy in the world. Let's be honest, 3 Galils and a Tech 9 and not enough nades really, but we'll see. karrigan gonna miss a few shots. He's in the open. Potentially they can pick up a frag. He's still lurking in there. He is definitely vulnerable. He will throw away a smoke to get himself a retreat and just to safety, but it looks like a dupreeh and Device coming in to help him, and look at this hole coming in the CZ. The double on the CZ. Pulls out the AWP. He's ready for more, but in comes cajunb to take it away from him, and it's just Shroud left, and another flawless round.
Yeah, this is what's happening now. karrigan is drawing the attention. Cloud9 are homing in on him. TSM, the rest of them aren't asleep. If the focus is on karrigan, they just start slowly picking off the Cloud9 players. And then this hold here is just, again, a thing of beauty. Device. Once he goes for the CZ, you know if you're in for trouble.
Yeah, 12-0, and every single round it looks like Cloud9 has almost nothing to say about these rounds. Looks like they're going to try to go for a default here, but TSM with a double op setup, it's going to be really tough for Cloud9 to do anything in mid. They need to use so many smokes and flashes to actually gain some ground.
All right, so I mean, they've been mixing it up so much. What works?
There it is. You know, what works is karrigan just continuing to hit shot after shot, pummeling Cloud9 into the ground. cajunb's there as well to pick up one, and Zipnix perfectly positioned. Nice jump shot by Skadoodle, but it's not going to be good enough. Gares picking up a kill, though. That could turn it around. And there's the shot attempted. Do they re-peek? That's the question. There it is, adjustment, Gares, but it's a 1-for-1 trade, and that leaves the bomb out in the open, in mid. Device expecting the backstab. It's not the case. Skadoodle still lurking around mid, hoping to be able to pick up that bomb. He still has 50 seconds left, so there is some time for mind games here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see whether or not Device is going to be able to correctly gamble here. He's actually going towards the B-bomb site, as he's got no idea where Skadoodle is currently. So this will be interesting, because this means that Skadoodle will actually have time. He might not know it, but he will have time to get a post-plant position here. So that's going to make life very difficult for Device. We could be looking at the makings of the first round for Cloud9 in this landslide first half of TSM.
Wow, he plants for short, and he gets spotted immediately. So there's not going to be much of an element of surprise here for Skadoodle. He actually needs to take the fight, and that is it. And Device comes through and wins it, despite Skadoodle trying to catch him off guard, trying to go aggressive.
I think that was perfectly played by Skadoodle as well.
I do too. What are you going to do? He gets spotted. Device knows which direction he went in. So it's going to be like Tetris, apartments, pit. Device is going to home in on you. So Skadoodle decides to take the fight to Device. Just can't land the shots.
Yeah, he had the advantage in that aim duel, and just Device just being too strong in this game.
Ice cold, man. Just brutal. And well, right now, this is definitely scarring some people here. And triple up from TSM. This is the point where they don't care anymore. They realize they're so far ahead they can do whatever they want. And Skadoodle will start off strong, getting the punish. karrigan actually missing a shot though.
Yeah, there we go. That's an advantage for Cloud9. Not sure if I've said that on this Mirage game just yet, but there is the smoke off for karrigan. You'll have to fall back here, and Cloud9 gaining middle, getting a pick from it as well. So they should be able to burst out of Connect here. They're all together. I really like this play from them, but dupreeh's going to take control of pit once again. Key position held, but it's a 2-on-3. karrigan goes in, takes Sean, gets down. There's the trade. That's a 2-on-1 for Cloud9. Surely this could be the round for them. They'll switch it up and go for the rotate towards B, but looks like dupreeh has read this situation perfectly, and he'll be attacking them from short, but it's going to be a very hard 1-on-2. Let's
so
see
sneaky.
if he's up for the task. Here he goes.
So sneaky, so terrifically sneaky. That one flash is going to make them think he's coming from kitchen, but I think he just got shoulder spotted there by the man behind bench. Yes, Cloud9 adjusting their aim. Now they know where dupreeh's coming from. Comes down to the headshots at this point, and if dupreeh is looking the right way at the right time, but that is not the case. fREAKAZOiD holds the angle, and Cloud9 on the board. So that is it, finally. Something goes Cloud9's way in this second map.
Yeah, and TSM just bought triple op, it just kept re-peeking mid. It just looks like they have lost the respect for Cloud9 on this map. And also TSM is just playing one of the best CT side of Mirage I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never seen such perfect Counter-Strike in some of these situations as a team coordinated with multiple players. Very, very strong, but nice frag from fREAKAZOiD. And Cloud9 are bursting up through connected with Sean Gares leading the charge, looking to just take those frags straight away on the A bomb site, and that is what is going to happen. Nothing delivers. A kill onto dupreeh. He's been a menace, but finally he's been put to rest, at least in this round. And another one for Sean Gares there. So 5 versus 2, and Cloud9 look like they found something, a little bit of something, as the bomb will go down. But the Vice over the top by the toll booth is looking for damage. It will be Xyp9x who finds the frag though, and a 2v4 situation. This looks really good now for Cloud9. This should be round number 2, but let's see how much havoc can be caused by the remainder of TSM.
Well, it's not going to be a whole lot. They know exactly where Xyp9x is coming from, so that's as clean as it gets, and that's also no fear. But you saw it right there from fREAKAZOiD, like, yeah, that flick of the wrist. Yeah, we're capable, but it's a bit too late. And I think right now Cloud9 know it. They have a huge task on their hands to get back into this game.
Yeah, if there's one half you can actually make a comeback from 13-2, it is CT Mirage. However, the T side of TSM is so strong. They could basically just spam an A execute, and they would get 3 rounds in the end.
But that's exactly it, right? Now you're in an impossible situation where TSM can do whatever they want. They have such a huge cushion. They have so much room for error that they can play with no fear. Whereas Cloud9, they have all the pressure of the world on their shoulders. And look at this, TSM, yeah, no subtlety here. Straight Kevlar across the board for them. Not even going for nades. karrigan not even going for the Tech 9.
Skadoodle needs to get some good openings here for his team, but he'll just get the information that is something. He didn't die, which is also very good. Nothing, looking for some frags, goes for the reload. Now he runs out of bullets, but he doesn't die, which is really good support there coming from his teammates. And that's going to redirect TSM in towards the A bomb site. But they are still holding off the rotation here. Very interesting positioning taken up by TSM. That might throw Cloud9 for a loop, and indeed, frags coming in now as they try to find a place to plant the bomb. And this is really interesting. There's no path for a clean bomb site. Device is trying to make it happen, but Cloud9 still holding on.
Yeah, they've got this now under control. They still have to worry about the lurkman. That's dupreeh waiting in window. So the 2 players here in kitchen, they've got their work cut out for them. He's even got eyes on short if he wants it, dupreeh, but just the fact that he's here for the backstab is a constant threat. Bomb finally gets planted. Shroud not able to connect. He does take Xyp9x low. That's not good enough. You need frags right now, and trading 1-for-1 isn't going to cut it either. Xyp9x brings it to a 2-on-1, and it's going to be down to Skadoodle. Needs to find the headshot. He's got a kit, so he's got time to play with, and a single smoke as well. But he wants to find the kills, and it's not going to happen. This time, it will be Xyp9x holding the correct angle. Instant death, and the pistol round going to TSM.
And that was the most chaotic pistol round we have seen this event so far. I have no idea what was going on. There were 4 people in kitchen at one point, and the seat just came from the B side.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that situation where the bomb goes to get stopped and then like redirected to A. Oh, you think the A is clear, you know, they're rotating from A to B, but then no, the CTs are like sandwiching them, and then they're in vents. It's like really strange, but looks like the force buy indeed for Cloud9. Can they make it work? TSM on 14 rounds to the 2 of Cloud9, and then they move towards the Skadoodle's scout, and the tags will arrive to there for Skadoodle, but the frags are falling fast now for TSM, and they look like they have a clear A bomb site now.
Yeah, they're going to be able to walk up on here, and it's going to be down to shroud, Gares, and fREAKAZOiD now, the last two here for Cloud9, trying to push in through CT, but 4 players left alive for TSM. What is there to be done? A smoke is down, so fREAKAZOiD losing even more time, but hell, a headshot will work just fine. Sean takes out karrigan, who's trying to go for the backstab. That's not going to work. Xyp9x looking to just make sure that Sean can't get anything more out of this situation. A headshot will do just fine as well. Xyp9x showing that Sean isn't the only one who can land good shots. So that leaves fREAKAZOiD now. He's managed to recover a scout, Skadoodle scout in fact, but he will get caught out in the open by Xyp9x, and we have it here. Tournament point for TSM. This is it. The Danes, can they actually defend their title here at FACEIT?
Yeah, Cloud9 needs the mindset to just take one round at a time. The problem is they have no money to work with. They just have to go for, yeah, we see 4 pistols and a scout, and Sean doesn't even have a Kevlar with a scout.
13 tournament points.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
I mean, I guess if there is ever a true test of a championship mindset, it would be this, taking it round for round.
If one thing could do it though, Sean Gares, the jump scout.
Oh yes, we've been there before, haven't we? But it is fREAKAZOiD. He's going to take a quick frag, but the trade comes in. We have a 1-for-1. fREAKAZOiD will make his way in from short, and that is the bomb site for TSM. It's very hard to recover, but hey, Skadoodle's going to pick up a frag. They still need to get the bomb planted, and fREAKAZOiD trying to get in their faces. He's going to get denied, and there's 2 players left here for Cloud9. This is not looking too good for them. TSM, they're setting themselves up. They're poised for another championship.
It's all about keeping their cool at this point. There it is. Nothing trying to spring the trap. He's not going to get it done. Shroud, now the last man alive. He will get collapsed on by the remaining players for TSM. And now life gets pretty difficult for him. He's got the 5-7, but he bungles the smoke, and well, they don't need to give this to him. There's one peek by cajun, but now the crossfire will be established here by TSM, Device, and dupreeh. The last 2 alive, and it will be dupreeh to pick up the last kill. TSM not to be denied.
Yeah, that was one of the best performances. So, yeah, that performance from TSM as CT on Mirage was just mind-blowing. They did everything so perfect. Every time they had, for example, dupreeh in the T-slope, everything was so perfect. They just waited for them to come up to the site. They had information that both players was on the actual A site, and then they just pushed from all sides at the same time. Just completely boxed in Cloud9 every single round. What an amazing game from TSM.
A masterclass. It's as simple as that. That is Mirage at its finest. This is the best Mirage team, hands down. What they just did in a grand finals, no less, where you would think the pressure would get to them. Yeah. No, they not to be deterred.
Defending their title again. Well, it looks like Smix is ready down on the stage, so we'll send it over to her with the winner.
Thank you very much, Valencia. Give it up for your DreamHack Open Valencia champions, TSM. First of all, obviously, congratulations on becoming the champions here. I need to talk about that first match, though, because it was so crazy and back and forth on Cash. First of all, you guys started out with the lead, but then Cloud9 almost came back. Walk us through that game.
Well, we knew that Cash was one of their stronger maps, because they played a lot in America, and I know that they're really good on it. We've had struggles on it, mostly online, but we can play it at LAN for some reason. But it's not one of our better maps. So it was just, we knew that if we got off to a good start as we did a CT, it worked pretty well. We kind of lost the grip a little bit in the end, but then we started catching up as terrorists, and people just stepped up individually when they needed to, and yeah, we got the rounds needed, so that's great.
And obviously the second map on Mirage went a lot better for you guys. I'm wondering, did you expect it to go as well as it did when you saw that how Cloud9 fared against Fnatic?
It's kind of hard to say. I know we have a really strong Mirage when we get our communication and everything going. And it did seem at a point, like we had studied them pretty well, and it did look like they didn't really know exactly what to do every time. So it was fairly easy for us, actually. But yeah, overall, like, I'm just happy that we overcome and play so well on Mirage.
And of course, this whole weekend, the fans here in Valencia have been cheering for you guys so hard, chanting TSM as a champion. What do you have to say to all the fans that are not just here in Spain, but cheering for you guys online?
Yeah.
What do you have to say to your fans? Like, do you have any words for your fans?
I didn't.
Oh, no worries. Do you have any words to all the fans that are cheering for you guys? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, a huge thanks to everyone around here. It's been cheering, especially the crowd here. It's been amazing, and obviously all the people online and everyone that's watching from home. So thank you very much.
All right, well, dupreeh, it is time for the checks for 2 of our grand finalists to receive their money. So you can join your team once again, or actually, can you guys come over here so we can present the checks? And Cloud9, if you guys can also join us on stage, we will present you with your checks. Of course, our first check to Cloud9, our runner-up here at DreamHack Open Valencia, will be presented from Bjorn from Azo. So if you can just come over here. And of course, our champions also deserve their rightful check, and that will be presented by Christian from HyperX. I am so sorry. There we go. And last but not least, TSM, you not only deserve this check, but this trophy presented by Drew from Razer, so congratulations again. Now let's get my co-host James here on stage. It's been a crazy day, James.
Man, we've had a great weekend. We just want to say thank you to all of you. Look at you all, you're still here. You've been here for like 3 days, and all of the people at home as well on Twitch. You've been incredible. And thank you, Smix, for coming and joining us as CS people and hanging out and chatting. It's been great.
Yeah,
thank
it's been
you for joining
absolutely
us.
amazing. I'm absolutely honored to do my first CSGO event. You guys have all been awesome, and thank you so much for the feedback I've been getting. I am just so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you for having me as well. I'm sure we'll both be back. Hopefully, I'm standing on a stage like this very, very soon. And yeah, proud winners over there. So I guess for those guys at home, let's hand it back to Richard and the guys on the desk for some analysis of that grand final. Take it away, guys.
Thanks a lot for that, James, and Smix, of course, as well.
Oh, no cool music?
Yeah,
No, just stop.
we don't get an intro.
Okay, fine.
The most depressing part as well is like now we're doing our final bit of analysis and wrapping up the show. Just watch the crowd behind us shrink and dissipate. No one wants to hear us, so we'll make it quick.
Fine.
That's what we'll do. Fine by you. Definitely fine by you because you've started drinking, and fine by you because you've got no voice left. So let's talk about Cloud9 just a little bit first. I don't want to make the mistake of focusing too much on the underdogs. You know, mad respect to them for making another final. They did lose, and they were really sort of out of their depth on that Mirage map. I think it was, you know, the YOLO plays that were getting them through against a kind of broken Fnatic didn't really work there against TSM on one of their home maps. So just a few thoughts about their tournament, and then we'll move on to talking about the victors.
I think it was kind of obvious that they really did their homework for Fnatic. They knew exactly what was going on. They knew the positions to peak. And that didn't come to fruition against TSM. Like they probably had a look at it, an overview of what maps are strong on, but it was clear they had no idea how to counter it. They got shut down at every moment. They tried to work the picks the similar way, relying on Skadoodle, but he just couldn't get the entrance. They lost both pistols on the map as well, obviously very important. And it's once you lose that momentum and it's getting to the point of like 8-0, then 10-0, 11-0, and it's kind of that moment for me. It's over. If you're down 11-0 on any sort of map, you just like. There's no looking back now. I think they managed to finish it on 13-2, but it was too far gone for them at that point. And you could had they taken cash, we could have been in a different story. They could say, "Oh, we're going into Dust 2 now. This is where they can really come into their own." But unfortunately, they lost out on that narrative as well.
It's happened a lot to us down the years, Henry, hasn't it? Where when you're the underdog, and you burn all that adrenaline, a punch, that's above your weight, then you get to the final. It takes so much out of you. It can be a bit anticlimactic. Just some final thoughts about Cloud9 from you guys. I mean, again, they've shown they've got to be respected. They keep making these finals. It probably is only a matter of time before they win something, right?
Definitely, but they're also now running into a different issue, which could be that mental block of being in the finals, and once it starts going downhill, that you're reminded of every other time you lost the final in maybe in a similar way. I I'm absolutely sure Sean has a pretty good idea what TSM are doing. He's so incredibly hardworking, but it's really hard to call for a team. Like, once you lose the first 8 rounds in a row, how do you get the momentum back up and running? And, you know, I think, especially TSM, they've been through that same mental block. So they know very well how it feels, and I think they were just, you know, they were just putting on the pressure as much as they could, make sure that Cloud9 never got a chance to breathe.
James?
For me, it's quite comparable to poker, actually. It's like if you're on a poker room and you're playing a cash game, and in the corner, you know, that you don't dare go anywhere near it. It's the big boys playing the big game, but eventually you're going to move up the ranks and go over there. But when you go over there, you're going to start to lose at first. And I think that's comparable to how Cloud9 they've made a few finals now. They're in the deepest of deep waters, and it's going to, you know, all of these losses are learning experiences for them. That one that they're playing, that was probably one of the harshest losses they can have on Mirage. And I'm not talking score, I'm talking how the rounds play out and so on, the information that they can review afterwards. So again, it's an important learning experience for them, and I feel like the consistency we're seeing from them now is only going upwards, and they're a team who are going to win. It's a case of when, not if.
Yeah.
I mean, just so that we also talk a bit about TSM,
definitely want to do
dupreeh's ability to play that A ramp was almost unreal.
So crucial.
And something that we actually have seen before, so this is not just like a one-time fluke. Somehow karrigan has an ability to explode on this map with the AWP. Between the two of them, already that was going to be a huge problem for Cloud9, and they had no answer for that.
I was just going to bring that up, Henry. I mean, we talked about it when we were watching it there backstage, busting out a DDK. We were watching it. We were watching it backstage. We were watching it backstage, and you know, I said to Henry, you know, this is a map that dupreeh always shines on. He's notorious for doing it, and this is what he couldn't do in the fetish era. He wasn't being given that freedom to just push, just go wherever he wanted. Now that he's got that, he just wrecks teams when he's had that CT side.
The thing was, they relied on Skadoodle so much on that A-ramp area. He was so strong against Fnatic. He was just walking up there. He had the freedom. He knew where they were going to be. And dupreeh, like I think they even said before the game, like, we saw what they did. We know how to lock him down. And dupreeh was so pivotal there. He was making the frag every single time. Didn't seem like he got shut down almost once in that CT area. He was playing the smokes perfectly, getting in the areas, pushing through smokes as well. Really impressive stuff from him, and he's actually proving himself to getting the top 10 player list for me in the entire world. He's gone from strength to strength, and that final for him was amazing. Really cool stuff.
James, anyone that stood out for you from TSM, and perhaps just a few words about what makes this team so good?
Well, looking at how they were, as you call it, in the fetish era, karrigan's leadership has made all the difference for the team. And Mirage is a map, again, if you look back to the stage 1 finals, karrigan dominated on that map with the AWP as well, and we saw the same today. So I expected that to happen, but my only curiosity was how he would face off against Skadoodle and where they're going to play, if they're going to even clash with each other. So I'd say it went as expected here for TSM, but I always admire karrigan because he's the in-game leader. Again, at stage 1 finals, he top fragged as in-game leader, which is not something you see every day, but they make it work, and they make it work consistently. And again, Mirage is a map where he does shine. So for me, I'm always looking at karrigan on this map.
So with the sort of cloud over Fnatic, you know, this is a tournament that they didn't win, and people are kind of speculating about what's going on internally. Things look a little bit strained at the moment. TSM win this, DreamHack Valencia. Does that mean that they're now the number 1? Are we at a stage we can start calling them that?
I don't think you can say based on one tournament. Like
I'm not. I'm talking about all the other times they beat Fnatic.
Sure, but I think this tournament, like this tournament is an anomaly for Fnatic. Like, it was a particularly poor showing for them, like especially in the last game we saw of them. I still think like it's just a chance for them to rebound and readjust. I think the next tournament, like if the same result happens next time, that's when we'll have a good indicator as to where it went. But obviously a step in the right direction for TSM right now.
I'll repeat what I said in Cologne. I think Fnatic have a higher ceiling than TSM do, but I think TSM is the better team right now. I think they're more of a team and more of a unit. So yeah, if I had to, like right now today, I'd say the same as in Cologne. Yeah, I think TSM is the better team, but I think Fnatic have a higher ceiling and can come back to that ceiling, and they'll be the best in the world.
James?
I think Anders makes a good point with the ceiling, but who knows if TSM can break through theirs, but at least for the time being, indeed, they do have a higher ceiling. If I had to pick, I think it might be, I'd struggle to pick against Fnatic at the moment. I think maybe it's too close to call, but if I had a push, I would say Fnatic. I would still put them at number 1 for now.
Okay, well then, TSM still with it to do. They'll be able to defend this title. We're going on the road now, where we leave Valencia. The next DreamHack Open is going to be in London, so our neck of the woods.
Well, my neck
Your
of the
neck of
woods.
the woods.
Nothing to do with you.
Mate.
You don't live anywhere
I'm
near
80
London. So
minutes on a train, mate.
80.
80.
Yeah, really close.
You're from Wales, aren't you?
Look, let's not throw insults around and stuff, all right, mate? Let's leave it out, yeah? Thought your voice had gone off. So, you're in that neck of the woods as well. So it's going to be the 19th and 20th of September. So I'm real excited. DreamHack's first time in the UK. So we'll hopefully see TSM there defending their crown. Now, without any further ado, all that we need to do is wrap up the show. So I will say thank you to all of the casting talent. Thank you to you, gentlemen. It's been great picking your thoughts and working with you. We can do a DDK right at the end, I promise, all right? I want to say thank you as well to both FACEIT and DreamHack. I think it's amazing that two already great organizations have come together to make a really special event. I know everybody at home was super psyched to watch the final product. You can feel rightly proud, James, of what we've achieved out there. Thanks to all of the crowd. Great atmosphere here in Valencia. Thanks to all the people who watched. And, of course, thanks to the sponsors, without whom none of this would be possible. So that is ISO, Razer, Monster,
Alienware,
Intel, HyperX,
Alienware,
Vulcan, and Alienware.
There we go.
Did it without a prompt. There we go. What a pro. So thanks to all of those guys. Big thanks from me as well. Hope you've enjoyed the show. We will see you next time, and take care. Peace out.